boy. What's my name? Let's get the meatballs in this pan. Also, let's heat up the pan, right? I'm wearing, I'm wearing epic stuff. It's not Gucci or Da Vinci or salami, but what it is awesome, okay? It's very comfy. It was in the clearance section for the, the race to see you can buy the most presents for someone to make them feel like they are loved. When all you really have to do is just give somebody you love a really big hug. Let them know you love them, right? Go that extra step further than everybody else, right? Why wouldn't you, right? That's what I always say. Why wouldn't you? Now, on with the show. Merry Christmas, everybody. And for starters, my wife doesn't want any butter in the saucepan. So we're making this, the butter, this is plant-based butter, by the way. So Merry Christmas. Let's start the show. Sometimes in life you do as your wife asks. It's very rare. This is one of those occasions, okay? So we're going to start out by putting frozen plant-based meatballs into this butter, which will be melted momentarily. Let's open up the secondary pack of meatballs. We're using 2 packs of meatballs. Well, 4 pounds of meatballs. Roughly, I don't have the thing here. I believe each pack is 908 grams, which puts us at 2 pounds per pack. I would say there's about 90 to 100 meatballs here. I'm not a meatball expert, but let's start counting. Anybody who can count the exact amount of meatballs in this pan is awesome. So please leave a comment down below after this video drops. Let me know how many meatballs are in this pan. And if you're live counting, wow, that's amazing. How are you doing that if I'm moving them around? Hopefully you've accounted for the ones that I've accounted for. And then these little bits, that counts as 0.5. Those 2 pieces are half a meatball. Somebody got hungry. This is 3/4, so we're up to 1.25. Go from there. Go. 2.25. 3, I'm kidding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 25 around the pan, maybe 26. I might have counted that. There's about 66 meatballs here, maybe 77. So everybody will get 1 or 2 each, right? Yeah, there's a lot of meatballs here. It's all good. Now you can see this pan here. We're just gonna apply this right to that, like so. And those are cooking now. We're gonna turn the heat up to a very moderately low medium and leave it there. I'm gonna set a timer so we know exactly how much temperature, how much heat has been applied to the meatballs at this point. I put 11 minutes, I said 10. It's all good. Now we're gonna go over to this saucepan. It's warm. We're gonna add grape jelly and, we're gonna add Dora's Concord grape jelly. We're gonna get that in the pan. I've never done this before, right? So I'm assuming grape jelly just doesn't go like that. Hey, we've learned something. So this is gonna give me a problem. And then, of course, we've got the ketchup, which, as you know, ketchup is sweet. So I'm kind of not really understanding how all this works, but we're going to save some of the ketchup behind before I pour it all in, so I don't have to suck it back through a straw into the bottle again. So we get that. And I'm going to tap it right there and just take a look. We'll see where we're at. We've got this much of a bottle of 400, this is a 453 ml bottle. And where does that sauce end up lying? About there. So we want to bring it down to about here. We're going to save some of the sauce for something else. She wants some sauce saved. So we're about there. And there's the exact amount. And how do you tell where it is on a bottle that's got all that? You can kind of shake it to its point. So there, you see, we're at that level. It's a hair more. We got to be careful at this point, though. This stuff kind of leaks out pretty good here. And this is that's the exact amount she was looking for. So we're going to put the lid on. Now, you're going to get a spoon to add the grape Concord jelly. And I still recommend you guys add a little bit of vegan butter to the saucepan, but don't take my word for it. What am I? World-renowned YouTube chef. Hey? World-renowned. People all over the world cook my recipes and tell me, yo, dude, like, seriously? Seriously, dude, you're amazing. I just go, I know. I'll let them know. I know. I might keep a little grape jelly back too. This needed 50 milliliters over. I'll keep 50 back as well. I'm gonna go for exact measurements type of thing. To what the recipe said. So it was 50 back, and that's about a third of a jar. So we still have lots to put in. So there's that, and there's lots in the pan. So I'm kind of like, is this enough? I'm gonna give this a. See, they used paper on the side of the jar, so it's hard to see. You can't see the line. So I recommend they only use the paper on part of the jar, right? The smaller sticker. So I'm gonna keep that much back. Man, the grape jelly smells so good. I actually, this reminds me of the 80s. Smell that. It smells just like the 80s. Man, it reminds me of drinks, like whatever you used to drink when you were a kid, that. I really want to add a little bit of garlic powder to this, but it's the wife's recipe. I'm going to add garlic powder to that, and this goes over that. Why wouldn't I just add some to this, right? But I'm not. Let's just put the sauce like this. Add a little bit of garlic to that. And it doesn't even say add sea salt or anything, you know. Usually I add a little bit of a dash of salt to this because it's really gonna, when you're cooking something, adding a little dash of salt really, really truly brings out, especially if you're frying something or cooking it like in a pan like this, it's night and day difference if you add a dash of salt, eh? So I'm going to concur with her before adding anything extra. She just told me to make it like this. This is the sauce so far. This is the reduction. Just started, right? The pan was already quite warm. So by the way, you're making a sauce, very, very low heat. You do not burn any. This is expensive. We can't go out and get these ingredients. We could, but it's not happening. I don't even know if you can. I don't know if the stores are open. This is it. If this sauce fails, I got to make a on-the-fly barbecue sauce, and my wife will be so mad. So I have to make sure this is exactly to what the recipe called for. That way, if it's a crappy recipe, it's the recipe's fault. I followed her direction to a T, and you can see it's live, so she can't do a damn thing about it because I'm doing this like a boss. This is called transparency, right? This is being transparent. You know how many people around the world wouldn't want a live stream strapped to them for any amount of any time of day? Because they're not probably very good people. Being serious now. Think about it. People that live stream, and you can leave the show going, well, he was a little bit louder. Well, she's a little bit goofy, but I gotta be real with you. Like, that's a quality person right there. Like, they didn't sit there swinging, dogs by the tail or something, Like, you can't even go anywhere anymore and see people loving their sweet little pets and stuff on a YouTube video. Most of them are like, get out of here, I'll go feed you after the stream. It's like, come on, like everything changes for the stream, right? I'm gaming. I can't move during a game, and my cat 99% of the time, I question if he's hungry. He's not. If you knew my cat, if my cat was hungry, he'd be on my head, jumping at me, My cat's never hungry. He's a picky eater. He demands fresh food every half an hour. Once you get a 17, 18-year-old cat, you'll know what I'm talking about. But right now you don't, because you're sitting there with a 4-year-old cat that's perfect. Yeah, I guess. When they get older, they lose their minds, just like people. What are you gonna love them less? You gotta love them more, care for them 10 times more as they go out the door on you. Or it shows your lack of love altogether, Love doesn't dissipate the longer you've been with someone. It strengthens. So here's that sauce. I'm kind of nervous. And I'm also kind of curious to try the sauce, right? I'm trying to get all the little grape jelly bits to kind of meld and form into the sweet, into the chili Heinz sauce. There's some pieces left. I'm thinking it's just pieces of grape. Maybe a grape skin or something. I'm not sure what that, or if it's just a little bit of jelly that hasn't had a chance to emulsify yet, right? So I'm just kind of pushing the little pieces against the pan, the saucepan. I'll tell you this: the sauce is glistening as if I added vegan butter. So shouts out to the wife for saving fat and you know everything else that's in vegan butter. We didn't need the extra, but we're gonna need to add a little bit more vegan butter to this. Remember, what's the time? 3 minutes 33 seconds. We put 8 minutes on there. I'm gonna give these a little shuffle in another 5, 10, or 15 seconds. I almost forgot, but when you cook so low, it's okay that you forgot, because technically you forgetting just ensures they have a perfect crispy texture with no burn, because we're cooking at a very low heat, which it guards the meatballs. Now, if you cooked at this low heat for 30 minutes without anything, no moisture at all, no fat on the bottom at all, they'd be black. The meatball would be black on the bottom. We've only done 8 minutes, you know, not 30. So we're working master chef level here right now. Now take a look at the sauce. Take a look at this sauce. See how this sauce has really come together. I want to taste it. I just don't want to say it's gross, because I'm not going to lie to you, right? But let's taste it and see. Oh man, that is so good. It's so good, and it's almost so bad. What the hell? I don't really care for sweet and sour. This has made some sort of... I don't like that. I don't like that flavor. I don't like that.
Just let it cook together. You have to cook it together.
Oh man, take your finger and wipe it across that, like you're taking the other finger. Wipe it across.
Yeah, let it keep cooking. It'll taste good with the meatballs.
Do you want to see the sauce or something? Is that what you're trying to do?
It's got to be cooked down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you. The whole, everything, you didn't put all the grape jelly in there.
Huh?
You didn't put all the grape
Thank
jelly
God.
in there. Get all the grape jelly in there.
I put like this, there's this much left, and that's what it calls for. It's a 450 jar, and I put...
Just put the rest in there. It's supposed to get it more on the sweet side. Let it cook down like it needs to. I know that jelly doesn't have chunks in it, right?
Yeah, like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean by chunks. Like, yeah, the jelly is chunky.
The flavors need to vary more.
I think I need to add garlic powder to this.
Nope, don't add anything. You add it to the meatballs, but not the sauce.
Right. Okay, so now we're going to go to the meatballs here. And we're going to have a quick look at these meatballs. I think I have to add a little more fat. We'll find out in 10 seconds, because I'm going to flip them. This side is cold, frozen, and hasn't had any sopping up of the glistening sauce out of it. Let's see what's going on here. You can hear that sizzle. It's perfect. You can see the meatball is cooked to perfection on that one side. Oh, does it ever smell? Dang, yo. Wow. This is going to be such a pity, because I'll tell you, I've never smelt this smell come off the meatballs like that. These are meatless meatballs from the store, and it smells so good.
Good.
Yeah, okay. Here, babe, smell this. Smell that.
Good, it smells great.
We're about to kill it with that sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can take a few out, right, honey?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. Next thing you want to do, and all of this has to be done exactly. I'm not playing. If you think the first thing you do, shut the timer off. Don't even start another timer. Master chefs don't need timers. I'm trying to help you understand what you need to do to make sure that you can bring this to fruition properly. Okay. Next thing you want to do is grab the garlic powder, and there should be some. Yes, I've got sea salt here. Thank God. Thank the gods. So just a dash of sea salt's going to go across this after you flip them. And why? Because you can't stick sea salt to something frozen that hasn't had a chance to, go. So you got to turn each one of these 66. It's going to take forever. Hope you have a good back, because if you don't, there's no fast way to do this. You can go like this a little bit and shuffle, but I mean, really, you're never going to get them all to turn over properly. You have to go in and go at them, okay? The ones that aren't glistening, need to be turned. It's that easy. Like you see these nice glistenies, then you see, wow, we turned almost all. You see this one here? Not turned. This one not turned, not turned, not turned. 4 not glistenies. Watch this. Other side. You can just see the glisten, right? You can just see it. So what you're talking about here is like a fried texture of, you know, a little bit of fat on there. And that fat is what allows it to kind of crisp up. Everyone wants something, you know, super crispy, but you didn't use any fat in your pan. Well, you don't know how to cook, okay? So, and remember, I used, for 66 meatballs, I used 1 tablespoon so far of plant fat olive oil butter, okay? Now, you're going to add 1 more. Not yet. Soon. You want to make sure you get the things to be brown with the brown side now facing up. It's very important. You're not here to cook these so long that there's nothing left inside for tinsel strength, or, you know, the texture bite of the meatball is now mush. That's gross. You may as well just put a piece of bread and sop it in gravy and put that in your mouth, ball it up and put that in your mouth, okay? So what you want to do is get a little bit of onion now, minced onion, sprinkle it right over the top, add the butter, cap it. What's going to happen is there's moisture in the butter. It's going to steam. It's going to be how this thing gets so hot so fast. These will be done in less than 10 minutes now. Watch this. Watch. Me nay nay. Watch me dance. Watch me nay nay. And just a hair. You're putting a hair because this is going to actually dry out your pan. I don't know if you looked at the pan. There's really no moisture involved. So this little bit of garlic powder is what, now you've got that earthy plus that fried meatball texture and taste that everybody loves. There's no person that doesn't love a meatless meatball that's golden and crispy like that. I will just absolutely drop kick you, bro. So, now that you got it like that, easy peasy, let them touch the pan. Every meatball has to do what I call kiss the pan. As it kisses the pan, it's going to get this beautiful crust on it that you can't tell me isn't the greatest meatball you ever eaten. Okay? Now you see they're all touching the pan. Nothing's doubled up. Kiss the pan tech. Finished. Oop. Now we're going to go with, I've got my little spatula in the thing here and I don't need it in there. I don't like to put anything in stuff while it's cooking, so we'll just rest it there. I'm going to walk over to the base out olive oil and grab a 2nd tablespoon and right in the middle, no problem. That's going to melt over the next 15 to 45, 75 seconds. I'm going to grab a knife here. Watch me nay nay. Okay, now that that is done, all right, now we're going to go with the onion. So onion, I actually have to phone my mom. I'll call my mom right now, I guess. All right. Quickly call Ma and say hi. Hope she usually goes out at some point for Christmas morn, but onion going in a minute here. I just want to say hi to my Mima. That's okay. I will talk to her after. She's doing Christmas at one of the relatives there. That's fine. Understandable. They're probably eating breakfast or lunch right now. So, I got to see my mom a couple days ago. She came over for the evening, for the day and the afternoon and the evening, and she left by the night time. Usually she stays, but there's a lot of people to visit, so that's what she does. She visits. She just got back from her big trip. She was in Mexico scuba diving for 118 days or 105 days. I don't know. Over 90 days. I don't know the number of days. We'll just call it 118 days. It sounds like some kind of number she probably picked. Maybe it's 113. I don't know. She's back now. I also don't concentrate on it. I worry about her so much. My mom is my everything. She's my wife. And if there was ever a problem in Mexico, I would go there so fast and I would just start rounding up people that were involved and hammering them. You understand? So that's why I don't really talk about my mom when she's away, because I can't deal with the stress of the stuff that could go wrong for her in Mexico. So she rents a suite, she rents a condo, and she goes to scuba diving I don't know, every 3 days or every 5 days she's in the water. Some days it's 3 days in a row, and then she takes like a week off or whatever, a couple days. It's expensive to go scuba diving all the time, and my mom's not rich. My mom is just like us, She's a good lady that tries really hard. She is in fact a good lady who does not need to try. She just exudes goodness, Of course, we all have our moments, but not my mother. She is perfect, yeah. I'm teasing. Yeah, she is good lady, yeah, absolutely. So that's that. Raised by her ama, so why wouldn't she be? Raised by her mom, which is my ama. You can see the sauce coming together here. You got the little piece of onion in there to try and take away some of that tang on the sauce. Just to downplay it right now, earlier than later. Because, man, it's a little funky for me, but I was going to take some meatballs out of there, but what if... I wish we would have done this 2 ways, but... Wish we would have done meatballs 2 ways instead of just 1. I'm a barbecue sauce guy. For these, I recommend a nice barbecue sauce. At this point, I would go with the barbecue sauce. I would go with a Heinz chili sauce like this. And then I would add a little dash of soya. I would go in there with some soya sauce and that. And I would nail it. And then I would go in with a really thick, rich Carolina barbecue or one of those. I have some in the fridge. You've seen me use barbecue sauce before. That's what I would do. You can see the crust on the meatballs. Really, really nice crust starting to appear. You just want to go in and stir it from the bottom up. Meatballs are fragile, so be gentle. Now that the onion is really starting to, say, hey, how you doing to all the meatballs and everything, you're almost done here. You can see the meatballs have a bit of a glisten to them. You want to let them, not so much sweat off, but kind of sweat off. You're going to sweat this pan for about 15, 20 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, depending on how hot you may be cooking it. So just leave that like that. You're going to see this thing just absolutely steam over. And then we'll get into what's next. So we'll turn that down a little bit as well. We don't need these, if they were going that hot on the bottom, starting to, crisp up that quickly, we'll turn it down to about halfway from where it was. And this is going to ensure that the bottom of these, while this lid's on, they stay perfect to that perfect golden crispy texture No black bits. No black bits allowed in this recipe today. How you doing? Okay. Put our onions away. We're done with the onion. This is the garbage. Wipe the counter and put that cutting board in the sink. And I use two pans. I use a saucepan and a frying pan to make this recipe. One knife to cut and the cutting board. This is recycling. And this, that. So if you're looking for an easy, very easy recipe this Christmas, I recommend this recipe. You can't go wrong with meatballs. Meatless meatballs. Everybody loves meatless meatballs. You can't get someone that's like, oh no beef. Sorry, my dog. Nope, these aren't beef, bro. Your doctor said you can't have beef. Good thing these are meatless meatballs. Let me show you. Once they smell that smell, oh, you should smell. You can smell the onion and the meatball. This would be so good. Spaghetti and meatballs right here. Add extra garlic, so it's like garlic factor of 10. This onion right here just made me think of meatballs, pasta, and spaghetti with sauce. Red sauce and this all day, bro. You could go this with a white sauce over bed of mashed potatoes with a white sauce all day. This is a game changer for families all over the world. $20 gets you this sheet pan of meatballs. About $8.99, $9.99 for 2 pounds of meatless meatballs. You get 2 packs. That's $20. That's going to make you leftovers for your family of 4 or 5 or 6. That's going to get you leftovers. You get yourself some nice roasted carrots, some nice potatoes, roasted garlic. Get a nice baguette, roasted in the oven, a little EVOO across that. I'm telling you, this is one to look out for. This is going to go in the recipe book, which I'll be working on soon. I'm going to do something different, though. A lot of people, you like to steal ideas from the Hashman. I see Netflix, all these bigger things. You take the Hashman's lines, and then I watch your dumb shows, and it really it upsets me. It upsets me to know how much you guys watch and steal. It upsets me. With that being said, I'm going to make so much content that you can steal as much as you want, but you're never going to be me because you can't keep up. See, these writers, these thieves, these ones that watch and steal the funny lines I use all the time. And you think about it. Where do people get the lines they come up with? They're not coming up with them. A writer who is all stale, who doesn't go anywhere, actually watches other people's videos and takes notes. I'm not making this up. Think about it. It's like the ultimate. All you got to do is just watch someone else. Every time they're funny, clip it. And then get your minion puppet from Hollywood to say it and be like, you guys came up with it first. It's that easy.